Hi, in this episode, I will share with you a framework which I have used over the last 25 years, which help us explain how a team, individuals, and leaders help achieve superlative performance. I will follow this up with three tips which help us to stay the framework and leverage it to get the best successes in our career. Hi, I'm Shubrat. Welcome to my channel, Making Performance Achievable. Here I simplify various concepts and also share tips on how to achieve and sustain superlative performance by individuals, teams, organizations, and leaders. If you are new to my channel, I request you to subscribe and also click on the icons of like and notification. All of us have the aspiration to be successful in our work and derive great joy and satisfaction from it. It is this happiness and joy that we derive from our success that helps us stay our course and have a career over a few decades. Sometimes we had those periods where we had great success, and sometimes we had periods where we did not have those kind of success. I'm sure we all have very fond memories of the periods when we had those successes. In this episode, I will be sharing with you my framework of career success. This framework revolves around our abilities to achieve shared understanding in our workplaces. This framework stands on four fundamentals, and I call them the pillars. These pillars on which this framework is built helps us to achieve success and also to stay the course. My experience says that we had those periods of great successes when we had a great shared understanding of certain fundamentals with our teams and our leaders. It is this great shared understanding that gives us the foundation on which our successes were built. My career success framework addresses those fundamentals and the pillars that build this understanding. The first pillar of this framework is a shared understanding of what is a great goal to achieve and the quality standard that is required to be met while achieving those goals. The second pillar is to understand the intent behind those goals that have been set. Why are we trying to achieve it? Why is it important for the organization that we achieve those goals? The third pillar is what are the acceptable behaviors in the organization that we need to display while achieving those goals. The clear demarcation of what is acceptable behavior and what is not helped us get the team together to achieve those goals. Our understanding of these behaviors were greatly enhanced when our leaders displayed those behaviors. And last but not the least, to confide in our team and in our leaders what is going well and what needs improvement. Now, when we look at these four pillars, they appear to be common sense. And have no doubts, they are common sense. But very few individuals and leaders are able to actually internalize these four pillars and able to execute them in their day-to-day work. Those who are able to do it have a sustained success in their careers. Why are these pillars so important? That if we work with these four pillars, we get success. It is not very difficult to understand. Point number one, bring the clarity on the goals that are being set and what is it that we need to achieve at an individual level and as a team, and how is it aligned with the organization goals. I have spoken about this importance of alignment earlier too. The pillar number two, the pillar number two, the intent. Intents are important. Intents help people take decisions as and when they come across challenges.
Acceptable and unacceptable behavior, the third pillar, is also very important. Without this, no team, no individual can work in cohesion within the organization. It standardizes behaviors which the organization wants its employees to display on behalf of the organization. It makes things very predictable, and also it helps to bind the team together.
The fourth is probably the most important. We as people and as part of the team and organization are trying to constantly up our performance. When we are on that journey, we have to continuously learn. And unless we learn continuously, we will not be in a position to keep upping our performance. Our open discussion, where we trust our whole core team members and our leaders that are being vulnerable and telling them where things need to improve is not going to bring a penalty, but is going to help us improve further our performance and learn new skills and competencies. Without this fourth pillar, success cannot be achieved. Without the first three, the fourth pillar cannot be achieved. The discussions on improvement can happen only when there is trust within the team and with the leaders. It can only happen when we as team members or as the leader on coming to know or realizing places of improvement required by our team members, don't use it to penalize or to criticize the team members. The effort from all of us has to be that when we identify such gaps, we are supporting them. And the team becomes a platform for group learning. Employees, team members, people, leaders can initiate a few things. First and foremost is developing trust within the team and between the leader and the team. If there is no trust, it is very difficult to enjoy our work. It is very difficult even to ask for help. We are human beings, we all need help. And unless we are ready to trust, unless we come out from fault finding to finding strengths within each other, we cannot achieve superlative performance. So at every instance, we need to strengthen trust. Any difference of opinion, any difference or conflict can be both used to develop trust or to destroy trust. Our behaviors tell us, or rather, our behaviors show us whether we have built on trust and strengthened it, or we have pulled down trust. The second and the most important part, connected with the first, is to our skills at having these discussions. These discussions normally are difficult to have, and then people and leaders avoid them. But we need to understand that it is okay to be criticized. It is okay to tell somebody that I can help you to achieve it. All of us need to reflect on how much time do we spend really in supporting our colleagues, going outside our well-defined job roles to support them. That plays very important role in ensuring trust and also to ensure that people will listen to me, when I critique them. The third is to keep upgrading your skills and competencies. One part is your technical skills, and the other, but more important part, is your emotional intelligence competencies. Research shows that for leaders, the impact of AI competence on job performance is at least 85%. For individual performance, that impact is at least two-thirds or 60%. Then what is it that we are looking at when we talk of AI competencies? There's three competencies that go to the core of emotional intelligence and our abilities to develop and build our AI competencies. First of them is self-awareness. Second is self-regulation. And third is empathy. The first two help us improve as individuals. The third help us to facilitate teamwork. Emotional competence is something that can be learned over our lifetime. Last but not the least, in a workplace which is now responding to the challenge of social distancing and work from home, the shared understanding becomes even more important to achieve superlative performance. I thank you all for viewing this episode till the end. For my viewers who have still not subscribed, I would request you to do so. Kindly also share the feedback to help us improve this channel even further. We shall connect next week again with a new episode. Thank you.